everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. So, I, I, before I go into the invasion of privacy, I never thought that this day, I don't even know how I came up with that hook line. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I don't even know who I got it from. I just started saying it, as I advanced with my career and interviewing people. So let's get to it. Invasion of privacy. Why is it that every time I'm at the pump, it's the same? It's the same scenario, and that's what leads me to believe that my car is either being traced or somebody is at certain points. And what makes it even sicker is that I stay near a school, so it should be no one really on this block like that, except people that's in my building. Why would somebody get off a bus, walk down the street, unless they work down the street? And this is corporate, blocks of corporate buildings. And I don't get why certain people walk down the street. It makes it look suspicious to me. And when you get ignored by somebody, it's like when they're not looking at you, when their spirit isn't looking at you, you wonder why. When they can't look you in your eyes, you wonder why. Every time I'm at the pump, almost, it's been several times. Several. This isn't just two times and I'm gung-ho on saying this. This is several. I make sure that the pumps that I go to have almost nobody there. And it don't take me that long to get any gas. And every time I'm at the pump, looks identical to an illegal immigrant, someone that is Hispanic in nature, pulls up beside me. And then they watch. They go inside and then come back out, which means that they're watching how much money I spend at my pump. They're going back to somebody, tallying and calculating how much money I have. The same with the food. I was at Safeway, and this lady came all the way up to me, Hispanic, looked in my bag. Invasion of privacy now. Looked in my bag full of food, my cart full of my little carrying cart full of food, smiled, and then went back. She had her son with her. Invasion of privacy. How much food I spent. How much food, how much do I spend on food? It's not my fault that y'all are doing this to me. I'm just speaking the truth. If you keep doing it, I'm going to keep speaking about it. White people mind their business. I'm in a store, they're in their own world trying to wonder, well, do I get the beef or chicken tonight? Do I get the steak, mashed potatoes, or broccoli? That's what they look like. Like they're into what they're doing. And it's either now I'm starting to see more African Americans that are homeless looking, and they how did they get here? Walking towards me, and then there are Hispanic males poking the meats at Safeway. They know I go to that store. When I'm in a store and there are certain Hispanics or immigrants there, they it's like they're on my frequency. It's like, for instance, I'm not a prejudiced person. I like all races, but these are legal immigrants I'm talking about. It's like they're on my frequency. They flow to my flow, my aura, and that's how I see them. That's how I notice them. White people, they do their own thing. And then I get suspicious. It's not paranoia, it's curiosity and suspicious. When how they're on my aura is that I could be going down one lane, down one aisle, and we pass each other, and then I rewind my step so I won't see them again. And it's like I'll see them again. One day I was in Iowa. Was it Iowa? No, Utah. One day I was in Utah and I was at Walmart. I was in Salt Lake City, and two illegal immigrants followed me all around. They looked at me and they started pointing at each other. They are deep there. They started pointing at each other and talking in Spanish. And then as I was going down the aisles, they were going down aisles. And then when I got to the checkout, they stood there and started watching me. And I'm looking at the Walmart attendants, and the black guy is just ignoring them. He don't even notice. They're just staring directly at me, right in my face. And I'm like, and I heard him say, they won't see. I heard him say, they won't see, they don't see us. I called the police and I told the police what they said. He said, learn how to get along with your neighbors. I do get along with them. They invade my privacy. I don't bother no one. I feel when you bother someone and you try to do it in a disgusting way, that will come back on you. I don't go out seeking to do anything to nobody. Could it be that there's a tracker on my car? I I don't know, because today I was at the gasoline station and there was this guy just sitting there, not getting gas, just in between the two pumps, and the camera is right there. I go out and he makes no eye contact with me whatsoever. Men who see me, they double back. Not to be conceited. I'm not conceited. I know my role. I'm just saying, like, they either double back or they look at me and turn their head. He didn't even do that. He looked at me from the time I went out the door, and we made brief eye contact. Then he looked down and started texting on his phone. Could it be that Seattle is weaponized, this bureaucratic state? I ask myself that every day that I have to go out. Like, I've never had this much stress in my life where I have to wonder and watch what I say because I have no guards, no one to watch over me. When I go out there, am I going to get shot, beat, stabbed? All because I'm Republican. I'm in a majority Democratic state where there is limited resources. And there's limited resources for me to branch off and try to get on my feet and get a big business or venture capital going. I don't have, they grow in an elite set of crew, and I have to prove myself, which I'm okay with doing, proving myself to show them that I have many inventions. So, um, I have a lot of inventions. I have a lot to give to Seattle, and I'm pretty sure when I leave, they're going to take some of my inventions. And there's nothing I can do about it. Nothing. Not one lick or thing I can do about it. They took my invention, whoever it was that invented the smoke detector that was they're in libraries now to detect smoke, all types of smoke. It's artificial intelligence. I wanted to put them in hotel rooms and rental cars so nobody can try to lie to your face and say, I haven't smoked. This is not normal, nor does it make any sense to watch me outside of my job. Oh, that's cold. To watch me outside of my job. Like, it makes no sense. Like, who is paying y'all to do this? What are y'all getting for doing this to me? Why do you want to continue to do this to me? Just because I speak the truth? Are you that mad? Are you doing it because you want to annoy me? Are you doing it because you want me to know that you're going to follow me and there's nothing I can do about it? It's a mixture of all things. If I said it, it's a mixture of all things. I met this one guy. And he he said he was from Iran. I don't want to say his name, but he said he was from Iran. And he doesn't say it like we say it. And he told me about the beauty of Iran. He gave me a short history lesson. But I said, you don't want to go nowhere else? I said, you don't plan on moving no time soon? He said, no. I like it here because it's very diverse. It's rich with immigrants. I love interviewing, talking to people in Ubers. That gives me a little bit of information, of how they really feel. And there are a lot of immigrants here. There are a lot. And had he known me, the conversation would have been like mute. He probably wouldn't have said anything to me. You know, the best people to get away with the best crimes are the Asians, because Asians don't say nothing when they're around people like me, or white people. Sometimes they open up more to white people than black people, but they keep their mouth shut. They don't even want you to know their language. Or maybe is it because they think that their language is superior? I agree. I have to agree. I think it is superior because it tells a story. I mean, our language is pretty cool too, 26 letters, Roman numerals, and all that. But I'm intrigued with y'all lettering. So, anyway, I didn't mean to put F you. I was feeling it at the time. You know, I should have toned it down a little bit. Yes, that was how I felt at the time. If the courthouse want to pay ex-convicts, because I feel like someone in the courthouse is giving them some type of time served, sort of like what Scarface did. You remember, close your eyes and remember the time, the scene where Scarface and his buddy that he met on a bus killed that supposedly he was we did not verify. He was only in the scene like twice. Nobody knew it was what he heard. And he said he was going to carve him up really nice. And then he stabbed him. They made a riot. They started a riot. It was organized. And they stabbed him. And then he got his green card. How does that happen? I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to leave. Just give me some time. I'm ready to leave your state. Just please give me some time and I will leave your state. I stay out of everyone's way. I don't want to start nothing because I don't have the cards. So I want to sit up there and just do what I do on a daily basis, which is get coffee and get on my Facebook page and my many other pages and speak the truth. I haven't even said nothing about individually your city. The mayor had a big debate with the primary mayor, the one candidate. Um, I don't know her name, but I didn't say nothing about that. I've been seeing how people have been doing things like one couple, it's a long time ago, but one couple and three other people got chased by the cops and ran off a bridge. Three died. You know, they're going to court for vehicular manslaughter. One girl got beaten, to one LGBT girl, transgender girl got beaten, and it was a hate crime. It was young whippersnappers when their ass should have been in school or with their fucking parents that sat up there and did that shit. I don't say nothing about that. I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm ready to leave your stay after um all I've said. You don't think that Bob Ferguson nor or the Attorney General isn't watching me? You don't think those two characters isn't watching me? I done hashtag Gavin Newsom, Jasmine Crockett. You don't think that they're watching me? So they keep track of all Republicans here. It's a very minute amount of Republicans, and they're trying to keep it as blue as possible. So the Republicans that are here are weaponized by the government and are being watched. How would you feel if a bunch of scarfaces were watching you? Watching you in your face? Invasion, that's why I say invasion of privacy. And if you don't think that's their MO, they invaded the United States. So yes, that is their MO. They invaded the United States and they invade people's privacy. They invade people's privacy. You shave time off their records and get these monsters off and out of court on good time served. They work for you. Just like Scarface killed a man and got a green card. This is not a delusion. I'm not, these aren't delusions. How can a girl this freaking competent? Yeah, I suffer from mental health, but this isn't a delusion. It's an organization that is following me. I've said it before. Sometimes I just don't even let it bother me. I just ignore it. But as it builds up in me, I have to timestamp it every time for my protection. So like I said before, if anything shall happen to me, they can look at the last known place I was. Somebody is either getting paid to do this, and if they are, they listen to the Democrats. This is how I know the Democrats messed up my life. Everywhere I go, it's two people that don't like me. They get along just so that they won't like me. That's the same thing they do with Donald Trump. Everywhere I go, it's always two different people. They link up. And I'm not talking about guys. I'm saying linking up from my last husband. He's probably reached out to my sister. That's sick. It's sick. And this has been going on my whole life. The Hispanics and the Democrats don't like each other, but they get along for the cause of ruining Republicans like me. That's why now I'm noticing a lot of African Americans coming over here. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. But the ones that are coming over here, I'm like, if you're homeless, how is it that you're homeless? You wearing a wrinkly shirt and some tan pants, and you walking around, your hair's in a nappy bush with cotton coming out of it. Like, how did you get to Bellevue? Why would they allow that? Who drove you to Bellevue and said, now get out and be homeless here? That's a rich area. This is a rich area. More and more, I know the police has been seeing this because I have. Now, if you were just a regular black man, business or casual, or even, you know, someone who works as a driver, hold on, someone who works as a driver for, I don't know, FedEx, that's different. You were just different. But these are people who's going back and forth in the store, just demons. And I said the same thing about the lady at the courthouse. These are people who need to lock up. Not in jail, but a place that they can be monitored, because they're like animals. The crime rate is up. Like, I remember when I first got here, y'all. When I really first got here, that there are a rich population of different people, different cultures, and that's what I like too. Don't get me wrong, but the places that I went, I staked out. I staked those places out, and I look at the population, and the majority was like white. That way, if anything shall happen and I see something out of the way, I would be able to catch it or try to catch it. When have you noticed something happened to a bunch of white people? You don't see shootings with a bunch of white people in upper class neighborhoods. The only thing I ever seen on the news was 2 fucking goats got missing. They stole 2 goats. You don't see in a club, people getting shot in upper white people areas. You hear about that shit in black neighborhoods. It happened to me when I was in a black neighborhood. And I don't want to be a part of that shit. Period. And that's going to end this conversation. And I will be back on here to do Coursera work in UMGC.
Never waste my time.